Today, I invite you to pause for a moment, not to think about the noise of the world, not to think about the deadlines, the bills, or even the politics of the day, but to reflect on something timeless and deeply human, the power of family unity in the face of adversity. We live in an age where challenges seem unrelenting. Pandemics shake our health and security. Wars and economic crises unsettle entire nations. Personal struggles, illness, loss of jobs, broken dreams, strike without warning. And in the face of such storms, it is easy for individuals to feel small, powerless, and fragile. But there is one force, ancient, enduring, and stronger than any hardship, that can steady us when life threatens to break us. That force is family. Family is not just a matter of bloodlines or shared DNA. Family is the circle of people who refuse to abandon you when the world grows dark. It may be a mother who stays up through the night worrying for her child. It may be a father who sacrifices his comfort so his children might have a better future. It may be siblings who, despite quarrels, remain the first to defend you when you stumble. It may even be friends who have become so close that they wear the title of family without needing official recognition. Family is, above all, a covenant of belonging. It is the unspoken vow that says, we will stand together, through pain, through loss, through uncertainty, and through joy. We will not let adversity tear us apart, rather, we will let adversity forge us closer together. No one chooses hardship, no one writes it into their plans. Yet, adversity visits every home sooner or later. It may come as an unexpected illness that tests both spirit and patience. It may be the crushing weight of financial hardship. It may be the sorrow of losing someone dear. It may be the betrayal of trust, the unraveling of relationships, or the gnawing fear of an uncertain tomorrow. Adversity, my friends, is the great equalizer. It does not care for status, wealth, or power. Kings and beggars alike face it. And while adversity has the potential to destroy, it also possesses the power to transform. The outcome depends largely on whether a family allows adversity to fracture them, or whether they use it as cement to bind themselves more firmly together. History is replete with examples. During the Great Depression, countless families endured hunger and joblessness. Yet, in many households, what stood out was not merely the suffering but the solidarity, families pooling resources, neighbors sharing meals, children learning to appreciate the smallest joys because they had each other. In times of war, when bombs fell and uncertainty loomed, families huddled in basements, not merely to survive the blasts but to survive emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. A shared embrace was often more powerful than the strongest fortress. And on a personal scale, think of those families who endured terminal illness. I have witnessed households where, rather than collapse into despair, family members rotate nights at hospital bedsides, cook meals for one another, pray together, and find ways to laugh despite the tears. In those spaces, you see the undeniable truth. Adversity can crush an individual, but unity can carry a family. Why is unity so vital in times of hardship? The answer is both simple and profound. Because hardship isolates. Pain makes us retreat inward. Fear convinces us that no one else can understand. Grief whispers that we are alone. Adversity seeks to separate, to make us think that our suffering is ours to bear in solitude. But unity is the antidote. When a family remains united, the burden is divided. Where one falters, another steps in. Where one weeps, another offers comfort. Where one grows weary, another lends strength. Unity does not erase the adversity, but it transforms how we endure it. Together, a family can weather what would crush a lone soul. Together, they can keep hope alive when despair knocks at the door. Together, they can make scars a testimony of resilience rather than a mark of defeat. Psychologists tell us that humans are wired for connection. The infant seeks the warmth of its mother's arms. The elderly long for the companionship of children and grandchildren. Even the most independent among us, at some point, yearn for belonging. Family unity in adversity taps into this deep human need. It reminds us that we are not designed to struggle alone. Think of the human heart. It does not beat for itself, it beats for the entire body. It pumps life so that every part may survive. When adversity strikes, family unity is the heart that keeps blood flowing to the weary parts of our lives. Without that circulation of love, compassion, and solidarity, the spirit withers. Yet, let us be honest, unity is not automatic. Families sometimes fracture under pressure. Hardship can breed resentment. Why did this happen to us? Why can't you do more? Why must I carry the weight? Pride, selfishness, and bitterness can creep in. Adversity sometimes becomes the wedge that divides rather than the glue that binds. We must acknowledge this danger. But if unity requires effort, then let us commit to that effort. Unity is built on forgiveness, patience, humility, and the courage to see beyond immediate pain toward the greater good of family survival. So, how do families achieve unity when adversity looms? I offer these guiding principles. 1. Communication. Silence in hardship is a breeding ground for misunderstanding. Families must learn to speak honestly, about fears, about needs, about pain. A father's silence may be mistaken for indifference when it is truly fear. A child's anger may be a mask for confusion. Open dialogue turns walls into bridges. 2. Shared responsibility. Adversity feels lighter when distributed. In a family, every member, no matter how young or old, can contribute, whether through work, encouragement, prayer, or simply presence. Unity thrives when no one bears the entire weight alone. 3. Compassion over judgment. In hard times, tempers flare. People make mistakes, but unity demands that compassion outweighs criticism. To remind each other, I see your effort. I forgive your shortcomings. We are in this together. 4. Hope is a strategy. Hope is not naive optimism, it is a deliberate choice to believe in tomorrow. Families that cultivate rituals of hope, shared meals, prayers, storytelling, laughter, create light even when the tunnel feels endless. 5. Faith and spiritual anchoring. For many families, faith, whether in God, humanity, or a higher purpose, serves as the glue. Belief in something beyond the immediate crisis allows families to endure what seems unbearable. When families endure hardship together, the impact radiates outward. Children who witness unity during adversity grow up stronger, more resilient, more compassionate. Communities made of united families become harder to fracture. Nations where family unity is prized withstand crises more effectively. The reverse is also true. When families disintegrate in the face of hardship, individuals are left vulnerable. Communities weaken. Society suffers. That is why this conversation is not merely about private households but about the very strength of humanity. Permit me, for a moment, to step away from theory and share a reflection. I have met people who grew up in wealth but lacked family unity. And when adversity struck, their lives fell apart despite all the resources at their disposal. I have also met families with almost nothing in terms of money, yet overflowing with love, solidarity, and unity. They faced tragedies that could have broken them, but instead, their bond grew unbreakable. They wept together, they worked together, and ultimately, they rose together. This is the paradox of family unity. Wealth and comfort can disappear in a blink, but the love of a united family becomes an inexhaustible currency, richer than gold. So, my friends, let us not wait for the storm to remind us of the value of family. Let us build unity in the calm, so that when adversity comes, and it surely will, we will not crumble. Reach out to that sibling with whom you've quarreled. Forgive the parent who failed but tried. Honor the child who may not understand your struggles but longs for your embrace. Make dinner together. Speak words of affirmation. Pray together. Laugh together. Create the kind of bond that adversity cannot sever. For in the final analysis, careers will end, possessions will fade, fame will vanish, but family, united, will remain the anchor that keeps us human. Family unity in the face of adversity is not simply a comforting ideal, it is a survival strategy, a moral imperative, and a legacy worth passing on. In the storms of life, unity turns frailty into fortitude, despair into resilience, and sorrow into a story of triumph. Let us, then, leave here with a renewed conviction that no adversity, whether sickness, poverty, or loss, will ever be stronger than a family that chooses to stand together. And may we remember always that the greatest wealth we can ever possess is not what lies in our bank accounts or our houses, but what lies in the unshakable bond of love within our families. Thank you.